Hi, this is Abid Hussain Malik from Abid Financials, and today we are going to start our new series of study material QuickBooks Online Level 2. If you have not watched previous level study materials, you may click on the right corner and then you may see my level 1 study materials. I am very happy to see your response on level 1. That's great for me, and it's encouragement to create a new level of series of level 2 here. And one thing I just want to clear something about these study materials. These study materials are in very details. I have not skipped anything else because QuickBooks Online testing system is very variable, and it's ask different kind of questions. Once if you take an exam, it would be some other questions, but next time it would be very changed. So I have covered all topics of each line of study materials. So it would be, I think, see permanent and green ever content for you if you will see after 2, 3 or 5 years until new policy has been changed. It would be useful for you to use for your exam purposes. So it would be some long video, more about 1 hour, but it will contain the all data. And if you see any problems or if you need any consultation while taking your exam, you may consult this video and it will give you all answers. So I have simplified all the study materials in a Word format, so it would be very easy to search and create your notes on your register, and then you can take your exams. So I would like to some sequence how I have managed this all content. The main topics have been shown here. This is the main content, and in the sales and customer section, this is section 1, and it will contain basically 6 main topics, and each topic will be subdivided into the subcategories. So this is the main overall tracking profit main contents here, and after this I shall start my introduction. I am Abid Hussain Malik, CPA, chartered accountant, top rated plus freelancer on the Upwork, and I have been working since 2015, and I provide my services to USA, UK, Canada, Australia, European countries clients, and I have served more than 300 clients. You may visit my website Abid Financials, or if you have any questions or any query, you may let me know at my email address info@abidfinancials.com, or this is my personal email abidfinancials713@gmail.com. For a quick contact, you may just leave me a message on my WhatsApp number. And I also provide bookkeeping, accounting, payroll, taxation services to my worldwide clients, and I am also providing my certification services for level 1, 2, payroll, desktop enterprise, and Intuit QuickBooks. I also deal with the Zero Pro Advisor and the payroll services. I have created content all about these certification. You may visit my channel Abid Financials and see the all videos about them. Let's start our first topic today. The first lesson is tracking profitability by sub customers. This is a main topic, and there is some introduction about this tracking profitability, and so everything should be discussed in details. So being an accountant, you have a great opportunity to help your clients to get overview about the profitability, and they do by tracking direct expenses against revenue generated. By setting up hierarchy of the sub-customers, client can more easily keep track on the reports and profitability of each job. So this is main introduction about their profitability. So when clients have a hierarchy of the customers and sub-customer setup, they can get next level of details into their profitability and really begin to understand how their most valuable customers are. So it's also give the insight to the factors most influence profitability, which means they can make informed decision about their businesses, increase their profit margins. So basically these are like features that are benefit of using tracking profitability by sub-customers. Sub-customer can represent many things, such as multiple location of a job, and subgroups within a large organization, and growing list of jobs delivered to a customer practice activities. So I have highlighted these very important words. These can be asked in your exams, so these should be focused, which are bold or highlighted here. So there are some examples for tracking profitability. The first one is law firms who add different cases. They work on their customers as sub-customers, and the contractor, they set up customer as a parent and their customers location as sub-customers, and the non-profit who track their grantors as the customers, and the individual grants they receive the sub-customers. So we have discussed overview of the tracking profitability, and now we are going to discuss overview of the task. So basically there are 3 tasks here we shall discuss in detail. The first one would be the create sub-customers and then assign income and cost and report of the sub-customers. So this is a main sequence of our if we want to track profitability by customers, so we need to set up these 3 steps in a sequence. Now we shall discuss the first one, that is create the sub-customers. What are parameters for using sub-customers? First of all, you need to decide the parameter for each customers. There are total 5 tiers of hierarchy, so that's parent customers and the 4 tiers of sub-customers. However, you can add unlimited number of customers and sub-customers at each tier of the hierarchy. So this is very important lines. This can be asked in your questions. For example, this is an example. Your clients might have a commercial cleaning business and they have real estate customers. This customer has sites at a number of different locations, so each location is allocated as a sub-customers or parent. Each site has a number of buildings, so each building is a next their tie down. So this is an example. For example, you have real estate customers, so you will create in the first type their real estate customer name, and the second type, for example, it has a different size. We can say your customers has their site office in different states. So in the second tier we can allocate the different states like site 1, site 2 and site 3, and at each site, for example, in each states they have multiple buildings there. So at the tier 3 they will create building A, building B and C, so building D, E, F. So it may be a lot of buildings in a third tiers. So in this way, this is 1 tier, this is second, and this is third, and we can, for example, we can have a 4th tier of, and this is building A. We can say that in the building there are further department or further category. For example, in the building A, there are some shops. The shops would be allocated as a 4th tier, and you may also create the 5th tier like a residential room, so it would be the your 5th tier. So in this way you can create sub-customers in the 5 tiers. But there in the hierarchy level there are 5 tiers, including this is a parent customers, and these are your sub-customers. It would be 1, and there would be the 4 furthers. At each tier it may be unlimited customers. For example, real estate customers has at the second tier it has 100 sites, so it is possible. But at hierarchy level here it would be only total 5 tiers. It cannot be increases. So this is the main concept you should understand. Can sub-customers have more than 1 parent? So the answer is no. Each sub-customers cannot have more than 1 parent. You can assign multiple sub-customers to one customers, but cannot link a sub-customer to more than one. So for example, this is sub-customer. It should have only 1 parent customers. Okay, and 1 parent customer has many sub-customers. So this is explaining here. If you want several customers to have specific sub-customers, you would have to create a sub-customers under each parent. Setting up a sub-customers. How we shall create the sub-customers? Let's now look at the first task, how to set up sub-customers. You need to go to settings at the right side corner of your settings, and here at the end you will see the advanced, and then advanced you will see the other preferences, and there the customer label. You may rename your sub-customers name like a customer's, client, locations, donors, guest as per your business requirements. So this is a sequence how you will access these one. Go to settings and then advanced tabs, and then you will see the other preference, and then you will select for customers and drop down you will, and then you save it, and note that label change will be reflected in the left menu dashboards. Customer centers, transaction centers, and report center. So now let's create a new sub customer. Go to the customers tab and select new customers there, and then you should enter the name of sub customer there, and the company name field. This could be an address or particular location of the customers. Third one, to make it sub customers, check the is a sub customer box. You need to pick this one, and from the parent customer drop down, select the existing customer that will be parent. Next, whether and to invoice the parent customers. This is very important, and or this customer or to this customer. So you need to decide you will invoice to the parent customer or to your sub customer. So it will be decided here. So if the bill parent customer box is checked, invoice for sub customer will show under the parent transaction list. So when the payment is received from parent, if this box is unchecked, payment request and invoices are sent directly to the sub customer. So this is very important. These invoices will not show on the parent customer's transaction list, and you would need to select sub customer's name on the receive payment screen on the invoices. Regardless of whether a bill parent customer's box is checked or not, in the customers tab, the customer's balance do include the balance of their sub customers. So here is the example of the customers we have selected from customer center. We shall give the name, middle name, last name, and here company address. And here this is a sub customer, means it will, if we check this one, all the transaction will go to the sub customers, or if we shall select this one, it will go to under the parent customer. So this is a main thing which have been discussed about. Assigning income and cost. So tracking profitability by customers, it should be assigned to our transactions, and items should be used on purchase transaction. This gives better data on profitability and improves reporting. Let's look at how to assign an expense. You will go to expenses, and under the bills and expenses you will on the toggle of track expense and item by customers, and then you shall select this one, track billable expense and item as an income in a single account, or it can be a multiple account. So we see in details. This is a go to settings, account setting, expense tab, bills and expenses, switch on track expense and item by customers of this information, and then with settings switch on, you can assign the following purchase check, bills, expense, vendors, purchase orders, and credit card expense. This is very important for exam point of view. Let's assign a purchase transaction where check everything is reported in usual way. The difference is there now a customer project column. Select the customer drop down to assign the expense for a job, customer or sub customer. When you are done, select save and close. Reporting on sub customers. So this is third option of overview task. Now let's look at last task for tracking profitability and this reporting on it. To do this, run a profit and loss for specific customers. How do you see? From the business overview, grouping the reports center, select the profit and loss by customer report, and then you can look report by date. Select all dates, will show every transaction or ever assigned to the sub customers. So the report is run by here. You will see this is all line of their incomes, profit and loss on headings, and these are the sub customers here. You will see what are the transactions in the not specified column. So then at the end there will be not specified column. So transaction in not specified column represent transaction to which no customer or job was assigned. Your clients want to track profitability by customers. A customer should always be assigned to a transaction. To ensure this, set up an overhead customer. You must create overhead customers to switch you assign transactions that do not relate specific to a job. If you do not do this, you would not know whether transaction in a not specified column was not assigned to a customer intentionally or by mistake. How can you run profitability report for specific customers? There is a default report for profit and loss by customer, but you may want to filter it for a specific job. You can do this by customizing report and using filter to choose only job. You can change the title in the header to mention the specific job in the customized report and save it to the custom report tab so you can access easily. Sub customers and projects, as detailed on next page of our sub customers feature, has similarities to project feature. So when should you choose to go with sub customers? Feature is great at dealing with complex invoicing. The main parent is pay all invoices for all sub-customers using this hierarchy structure. And keep in mind, because you can allocate multiple addresses for each sub-customers, this can deal with different sale tax rate in different locations. When you explore project feature, you shall discover how it offers a more hostile way of tracking jobs, how can combine sub-customers with other projects. So sub-customers are available on QuickBooks Essential plans and up. So this is very important. And this is for some example question. Consider the example of commercial cleaning business and real estate. As you saw, each site can be assigned a sub-customer. Each building at that site as is sub-customers on the site. What is structure allow them to track them? They could not if they did not use the hierarchy of sub-customers. The correct answer is how much profit they made for job each building. So this is the main purpose to track them. How many sub-customers can you add to each tile of hierarchy? There are total 5, including the parent company. If without parent, it would be 4. So now we are going to discuss our lesson 2, that was using project. So how we shall use the project? So first of all, we shall introduce for the projects and converting sub-customers to all projects. Clients in various sectors can benefit from using projects in QuickBooks. Business in construction, consultancy, event management, non-profit, monitoring grant spending, and many more use this feature to track income and cost against a job. Using project features, so these are some benefits for using the projects, like provide a dashboard view, a status of all clients of the projects, and as well as more detail on individual projects. This feature enables the client to keep track of multiple projects per customers and active the projects. You can have access of all these projects and categorize each transaction to the individual project and track billable, non-billable hours alongside other project expenses and quickly run the key projects report. So these are the benefits of the projects. Using projects feature and sub-customers features, that's helpful when parent customers is paying all bills, all invoices for all customers. So although projects do not offer same hierarchy, they provide more hostile way of tracking jobs appropriate for more complex client. And so these are also available on Plus and Advanced version, because this features offer rich data on job and better informed deep advisory sites. What's more, the projects feature and sub-customers features can be used together. You can set up a hierarchy of sub-customers and allocate project to each sub-customers. So this is tier 1 and tier 2 and tier 3. Here you will see the city of Denver, and this is like a city or state, and this is tier 1, and in the tier 2 there are some department like in tier 2 police, courthouse, and schools, and at each level, so you will see different for example, at the police you will see the station 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and as courthouse there would be different courts, court 1, 2, 3, and school there would be like school 1, 2 and 3. So this each school should be created as a project. Here you will see this is school 1 is a project, 2 is also project, and 3 is also project, and here these are created as a project here. So we should discuss overview of these tasks. Creating a project, there will be same 3 tasks for this one: creating a project, assigning income and cost, and report of the projects. So we discuss the first one, switching on project feature. How you will switch on this one? You will go to the accountant setting, then you will go to the advanced, and then you will see the all project related activities. Here you will hit the save button. So there are some very important instructions about the projects, which you'll see one by one here. And this is a way to turn on your this setting here, switch on all these jobs related here. One project feature in QuickBooks Online Accountant, you cannot turn in off again. This is limitation in an accountant version, you cannot turn off. Before you save the setting, you shall see a warning is permanent. There are a few additional settings that are often used along with projects. Okay, still in advanced tab, consider the accounting method being used and it will impact on the value shows for the project. So this is very important. accounting method is very important for these purposes. Okay. And if using the cash accounting, income and expenses will be recorded at the time you actually receive. This is being described the accounting cash method and accrual method. So we also know about this one. Go to the expenses tab and expenses and bills expenses section. Switch on show item tables on expenses and purchases forms to add items. So these should be on in expenses tabs settings. This setting helps to improve the job costing and enable more detailed reports. In the first step, you will switch on the track expense item by customers on the purchases transaction. So this is very important for project reporting. In the step 5, you will see switch on the make expense and items billable if the client is doing a time and material job. So this is very important for material jobs. They want this column on the purchase form to mark them as billable to the purchase transaction can be added. In the 6th step, the clients want to invoice at delivery points regular interval during a project from sales tax, experience progress invoicing. So if you need these kind of things, then switch on your create multiple partial invoices on a single estimate. You should explore this in details later. So how we should set up our new projects. So we shall discuss one by one all these points. How to set up new project. To begin, go to the project center at the left hand navigation bar and select the new projects. The new project shall be open and you will give the name and matching the project name to what is being performed. It could be entire team to classify expenses depending on third-party integration. Some clients may find number of work well, or it may be helpful to include customer's initial project name. For example, project for customer cookies basketball would be named TBG. So it depends upon the name, depends upon your company requirements and your vary. Because QuickBooks uses a column to show hierarchy of sub-customers and projects cannot be used when naming the projects. So column cannot be used in naming the project. So customer, from the customer drop down, this automatically adds the customer's email and as well as the billing address and the shipping address further down. So this can be changed. Make sure your address information recorded for customer's profile. You can change or add an email specific to this project. Assign the income and cost. So enter a start date and end date for the project. Select a project status from the project status drop-down. You can also add more project details in the notes field. In the billing address section, you can change and billing details specific to this project. And the shipping address is different from client's billing address. Uncheck same as billing address box. So now we shall discuss convert sub customers into our project. So this is very important. How you can see how we shall follow these steps to convert these one. As well as setting up the new project, you can convert an existing sub customers to the projects. How should you sub customers be set up ready for conversion? A sub customer is to be converted in the project be active. It should be active or set to bill parent customers. If this setting is on, then you can do as set as project. It should not be a sub customers and it should not have any sub or sub customers linked to it. What sub customer information should be carried over, which shall be converted into our project. So this is giving some briefing about this one. When sub customers is converted to projects, only sub customers display name carries over. Address, so these are very important. Address, tax scores and terms revert to the parent customer setting. This means the following information is not transferred: address, contact, phone number, tax code, terms and payment and billing information. How do you carry out the conversion? There are two places you can start the conversion. First one is project center. Go to the drop down a new project and select the conversion from your settings. So this is the one way you can do the conversion. And the second way is customer tab, sales center, convert now, pop-up message will be shown here. So here this is a project you will see, and you will select here convert from sub customers. So these are your projects, and you will select there, convert from list of customers. And here in the customer center you will see you can go to any customer's name, and then you may change their types. Viewing the projects, one of the big advantage of projects over sub customer is dashboard view of status of all clients projects. So this is very important, and you can have a more detail as compared to the sub customers. The main area of dashboard lists all clients project with a simple status of each one, current income, cost and profit margin. Only values tied to profit and loss count show up on the dashboard. This means if customers makes a prepayment and it's recorded properly, it would not show up here. Prepayments will not be shown up here. Okay, the action column on the right allows you to client to edit the project, and it complete, mark, it cancel, delete the projects. You can perform all these functions from this one. Selecting project from list enables you to view the more detail and about the project cost, expense and profitability. When a project has been selected in dashboard, you shall see the details are organized into 6 tabs. There are 6 tabs on the first one is Overview tab, you will see, and here you can immediately view the profitability of the projects. And the second show as a income minus cost. Use drop down to change the view to be based on hourly cost or payroll expenses. This section under income and cost values give a more detailed breakdown of how each total is calculated. So this is very important. So each account to a run report showing all relevant transactions. In the transaction tab, this one is the transaction tab, shows all transactions associated with the project in one place. So it includes any transaction to which the project is assigned, including accounting transactions and non-accounting transactions. Also accounting and non-accounting transactions will be shown there, and billable and non-billable transactions. And if the filter this list for type, date, you can see so these are also important for here. The time activity tab is also here, provide the detail of work done on the project. You can drill down to see just how did, what, when and how much it cost affect the project profitability. The view by group by drop down, change the arrangement of data. Viewing by services, for example, you can change the group by week, month, employees, enabling you to see how much employees contribute to cost of the projects. So the value in the total cost column come from hourly cost assigned. Data will be shown here if the client is using time tracking and hourly cost for it. So the project report tab is only place you can get detailed project specific reports, which can quickly provide information insight to manage the project. You shall explore these more in a moment. The project detail tab, here you will see edit any general information about the project. The attachment tab is also available. You can store, upload attachment related to the projects, not to related to the individual transactions. So now we are going to discuss deleting and undeleting the projects. So is it possible in the projects if you want to delete or undo this one? So we shall discuss one by one in details. Deleting projects in QuickBooks effectively makes it inactive rather than deleting it completely. So when you delete, this will be inactive. This is main difference. And transaction attached to remain and can still be seen on the reports. To delete project, select delete from options drop down in the action column. And what if you want to undelete? You can do this too. This is also be done. Go to list setting gear. So this is a process how you can do this one. And check boxes for show deleted projects and action. To undelete project, open the options drop down action column. The choices are as follows. So these are like choices for which action can be performed there. So you can see these one: undelete and mark as not started, undelete, mark as in progress, as complete or cancel. Best practice is to undelete and mark as complete. This is the best practice. so your clients can still edit all the transactions. Second one is assign income and cost. You may so now you have created the project, and how you will assign income and cost we shall discuss in detail. There are 3 ways to add transactions here, so this is very important. So once project has been created, you can move to the next tab, that is assigning income cost to the projects, and doing this wouldn't change how transactions are categorized or affect your client's amount, simply marking them as a part of projects and they can be tracked. There are 3 starting points to the project. Selecting the project when entering the transaction into the QuickBooks. So this is first method. On this way, add the project when creating transactions in the QuickBooks. Just enter the project name in the customer column for purchase or sale information. So here you can see this is an expense information, and here you want to add the customer name. These are customer name here, and this is project name here. You may add project while creating a transaction in an expense or income or like other expenses. Creating a new transaction from the project center. To create a new transaction from project center, select project from left hand navigation bar, select the relevant project, then add project drop down. You can select the different transaction like invoice, payment, expense, estimate, bills. Clients enable purchases order will also be appear as an option. Purchase order would be also here. It would be shown in a plus or advanced version. Fill out the detail of the transaction as a normal. So this is the second way. Advantage of adding a transaction form within project. In the QuickBooks, automatically add the project name. So you do not need to add project name. If client add a sales transaction, the name will be in the customer drop down. The purchase transaction, the name will be customer project in the category details. So this is the main advantage. If you go to the project and then go to the project name and add the transaction, you do not need to add the project name here. You just need to select all these options here. Assigning project when adding a transaction via bank feed. So this is a third way you can add the transaction here. Client can assigning project when adding transaction in a bank feed while categorizing your transactions. To add this, they choose project name from customer drop-down, and the clients want to allocate an expense to multiple projects. They should be selected split and divide expenses among the different projects. So this is bank feed here in the transactions. So these are transactions. While categorizing, you may split into the different customers, different projects here. So using items, purchase transaction and estimates should always be recorded using items. As you know, we create the item or service list in our inventory, so this is talking about this one. They will be presented as unspecified in the report. Adding only labor cost to the project. Labor costs are often biggest component of overall cost for business, so it's very important to show how they contribute for profitability. Projects enable labor cost to be linked to a specific customers. To do this, cost rate need to be allocated to the employees, and the clients need to be using time tracking. And it does not matter whether they are using basic time tracking in QuickBooks Online or QuickBooks Time, third-party app that integrated with the QuickBooks. So you may use any way to record your time. Let's take a closer look at how to add track time to the projects. Start by setting hourly cost for an employee. Go to the project center, and then you will see the hourly cost rate here. In the cost rate column, add or added labor cost for employee. When employee is adding time a single time activity or weekly activity, they should set project for customer drop down, then fill other necessary details and set close. When tracking the time, weekly or daily, you should select the proper customers for recording this one. So when client is using hourly cost rate, QuickBooks will multiply the cost rate entered by number of hours by 10 sheet, so it multiply with the rate. So those costs on project overview and the add any time report. So it's very simple. You will add the time rate and enter the time, so it will multiply and create the cost. Using payroll expenses to track labor cost. If your client is using payroll, time entered there will transfer to paycheck and be allocated to project teams around the timesheet. Once paychecks are created, clients can see actual cost for earning items and taxes by selecting payroll expenses and overall overview tab of project center. So in this way you can see the cost of this payroll employee in the project center. So reporting of the projects, how you can run these reports: project profitability, time cost by employees or vendor, or unbilled time and expenses. These all reports can be found in our projects report tabs. If the client has advanced plan and they're using projects, there will also be an estimate versus actual reports showing the project profitability by comparing original estimated cost and the actual cost there. So these are the dashboard overview of the projects: income versus cost, profit margin, open invoices, overdue invoices, you can see there. And here these are reports for each project profitability and time by cost and unbilled activity. So these are 3 reports which will be found there. So this is completed because there are three points that have been discussed, and now we are going to discuss their possible questions. In what ways you can add project to the project center? There are 3 ways, as you know, we have discussed already: create new project in project center, in the customer tab in sales center, and the convert sub customers to the project and to the project center. So second question is, how should a sub customer to be set up to prepare for conversion to the projects? So correct answers are, it should be, these are the some conditions to be conversion. So it should be active and bill to the parent customers and remove any sub or sub customers. So these are 3 conditions to fulfill while conversion. Okay, now we are going to discuss our third topic, that is implement progress invoicing. So that's very important, which provide a seamless workflow. Estimates are turned into invoices either by line item or by percentage. So this is very important. The estimate tracks completion, so you can always monitor the job's income status. So it's due details where the project features, giving dashboard to monitor all jobs in one place. Overviews of the task. So clients often use estimate to generate and send the invoices, but may prefer the invoices at delivery point of regular interval. So this is the main purpose we use our progress invoicing. So this requires tracking of invoices portion or total. Estimate progress enables clients to create multiple invoices from one estimate. So recognize income through the project, track the progress of the project, and helps to manage clients' cash flows. So these are very important point. These are benefit of using progress invoicing. It manages the cash flows, ensuring timely bill payment. So this feature can be used standalone in QuickBooks plan or with the project feature in the plus or advanced plan. So these are possibilities. You can use this feature in plus, and advanced feature is available and also be standalone. Let's overview of the task. There are, as you discuss our sequence, these are an overview task. These are 3 points. First one is create progress invoicing, and then adjusting invoicing, and then reports. Create, and now discussing create progress invoicing. So how you should generate these progress invoicing? As our previous sequence, we need to first set up our setting and then enable this option, and after that we shall be able to track these expenses. So let's discuss in details. So it has a benefits for clients and customer, and a seamless transition from estimate to progress invoicing helps make communication with customer clear, and this is make easier for customers to monitor the progress of their invoicing. So these are very benefit for this. Let's take a look how to set up these progress invoicing here with an estimate as starting point. So starting by turning on how you will turn on these features in the QuickBooks. To do this, you will go to the general setting, and then you will go to accountant setting, and from where then you shall go to the sales and tab and expand progress invoicing there. So this is the sequence to access. Switch on create multiple partial invoices from single estimate. So this is very important setting. Then save and tab. When a customer accepts an estimate, its status can be changed to accepted or can be converted into invoices. So these are 2 options. You may just see them. Okay, when you convert to an invoice, you can now choose whether to invoice for a total of all estimate lines. So these are options. These are very important for a question point of view, and where all lines are invoiced at 100% of estimate or a percentage of each line. So these two options, where all lines are invoiced at specified percentage of the estimates or custom amount of each line. So basically you can see these are three options you may adopt while conversion of estimate into your progress invoicing. And where all lines appear at 0% but are editable separately. For example, if customer agreed to pay 30% of cover initial expenses, you would enter 30% as of each line value. QuickBooks will show the value to be invoice and then create the invoice. So this is a simple format. QuickBooks shows the total for each line at this invoice point. Invoice is ready to be sent. And if you go back to estimate after invoicing customer for part of it, you shall see there are now columns showing total amounts that been invoiced and the amount remaining. Starting with the invoice itself. Another way to create an invoice from an estimate is to start with invoice. After creating a closing estimate, enter the customer's name and new invoice. To open the panel to their estimates, select the estimates to add to the invoice. When you create an invoice and select the customer, it will automatically pop up on the right side of your estimated relevant to that customers. So you can charge the total in percentage or a custom amount for each amount. So these are on highlighting, so these are important for your exam point of view. Populated with a line item calculator that define estimated value ready to be sent to the clients. When creating another invoice for customers, QuickBooks accounts for already invoice amount, allowing customers to invoice remaining estimates. Custom amounts or percentage can be invoiced or before. Adjusting progress invoice. Progress invoice offers a lot of flexibility. Let's move second task. Increasing individual invoice line amount. So increase the invoice amount in one or more line of an invoice based on estimate. The due column on line of the invoice you want to change. This column shows percentage and amount related to line item. So override the percentage and amount to be invoiced. So this is main cheese, you need to override the percentage. Increasing total amount of an estimate. There are two ways to increase the total amount of an estimate. Add a line to estimate, so this is a one way, and second way is to create a new estimate for extra amount and make a new progress invoice out of it. Deleting line on a progress invoice. To delete a line, select three dots on the right side of the line, select delete from the pop-up, select delete line, and this remove the line from invoice and adjust the amount. Don't choose unlink and delete from pop-up. This removes all lines from estimate for invoices. So it should be avoided. Unlink and delete from pop-up. This should be avoided. And adding an estimate summary. To add summary to estimates, go to general setting here and select the custom form style. Choose the style that is default and edit content. Select the footer on the right side of settings. Check the estimate summary on the left side. You should now see the estimate number, amount, invoice previously created, and current invoice and total amount. So reports on the progress invoice. So how you will run this report. Final task of the report: estimated progress invoicing summary by customers. This is the main report you will run from the report section. Estimate and connected progress invoices. That's simple. Tracks how much of an estimate be invoiced to date and how much remain to be invoiced and whether there are balance left off or customer to pay. So that's all for this one. These are two simple questions. You may just review for your knowledge. What are benefit of progress invoicing? These are some important benefits: tracking progress of jobs, creating consistent cash flow, recognizing income through the jobs. So which of the following estimate is true about progress invoicing? The correct option is progress invoice can be based on percentage or specific dollar. Now we are going to discuss our fourth topic of this. Setting price rules. Enable client to adjust the prices of their product or services to their customers. This is for example, you create an invoice customers and you set a rule for the prices rule for different customers, so this is relevant to their specific price rule for a specific customers, either indefinitely or for a specified amount. So this is you can different ways of setting the pricing rules. First one is indefinite or a specified time. So these are the two options, and they can offer discount or charge different rates by items or use price rules to offer special rates to the selected customers. So these may be the possibilities for what is the purpose of offering the rules. So these are they can offer the discount, different rate, or use the price rules to offer special prices. So these are, you may say, the different ways to compensate your customers. What is the price rules? So sometimes clients want to offer discount on selected product and price. They may want to give certain customer a lower prices. Those clients on Plus and Advanced can do this by setting up custom pricing rules. So these are available in our Plus and Advanced version, and these are set up the custom pricing rules. When might clients use price rules? Let's look at a few examples. A client who sells both directly to the consumer or other business could use the price rules to set up wholesale versus retail prices. So you may set up wholesale or the retail pricing. Client could offer a promotion on a certain items. So these are the examples. A customer can use pricing rules by these. You can for this can be a fixed period or back to the school sales. Client could discount slow moving stock for an indefinite period until it is finished. The client could offer discount to a particular group like student, senior members, non-profit or friendly and family discounts. So this is also used for this purpose. How can client use a pricing rule to adjust their prices? There are three methods: price percentage, fixed amount, and custom price per item. So these are different methods we have already discussed. So now we are going to discuss our overview task: creating the price rules, invoicing with price rules. So these are two main tasks for this one. I discuss creating price rules, looks how we shall set up these rules, and there are these steps to do them. We shall follow the example of the client's gold tier customers. They will apply 10% discount on all services. So the discount would not apply to materials because the client needs to purchase this from a vendors and does not want to lower their profit margin. So start turning on the price rules features in the QuickBooks. To do this, we shall go to the general setting, then accountant setting, sales tabs, and product and services. Switch, turn on the price rules. Save. That's all. Second option is there are several ways to get price rules screen. You can go to settings, gears, all list, price rules, and alternatively select more button from the product and services screen. So we can also so this was the one method, and the other method was this was the second method for pricing rule. And they choose the price rules for others, or this is the third way. You can add a price rule while editing a product and services. If this is the first price rule to be set up for the client, splash screen open, enable you to create the first rules. So there are three ways to get a price rule screen. Okay. First one is enter a rule name. In this case, it's gold tier discount. Select option from customer drop down to assign customer to these price rules. You can set a rule to apply to all customers or select customers individually. If you have previously set up customers type, then it will be listed here too. In this examples, individual is chosen. Next, the product drop down, select the type of product, price rule should be applied. In this case, it's all services. In the 4 steps price adjustment method, how you shall adjust these one. And for example, the clients want to offer 10% discount and select the percentage. In the next, increase or decrease. For example, it is decrease and next field 10%. In the rounding drop down, you can choose incremental to round or leave it to no rounding, which is whatever you want. Next, Set the start date, end date, and the price rule for limited period. If the price rule is not limited, leave the blank. Fifth one is select add customer button. Select the customer from the drop down, then price will apply to, and when you are done, select apply rules and then save and close. Now invoicing with the price rules, how it will works, we shall discuss in detail. What happens when a price rule is used on invoices? The example, clients who want to offer a selected group of customers or gold tier 10% discount of services. The client now wants to invoice one of these gold tier customers. Create a new invoices in a usual way by selecting new invoices and then gold tier customer from the customer dropdown. When appropriate product is selected, adjusted price appears in rate down. You can choose either discounted rate set up by price rules or default sales rate. You can also override the rate with the custom rates. Can be override. So this topic is ended, and the next practice question is price rules feature enable prices to be adjusted in one of three ways. What are the three methods? We have already discussed here. I have tried on 1, 2, and 3. There were the 3 different methods here. So go to the questions. Price percentage increase or decrease the sales price by a specific percentage. Fixed amount enable the clients to give a specific dollar. Custom price per item enable specific item pricing. Question 2, following can you not do with price rule? So the correct answer, automatically calculate and apply sales tax to the product. You cannot do this one. So that's all for fourth topic was ended, and now we are going to discuss our fifth topic, that is tracking customer prepayments. More businesses ask for deposits or payments before committing to major pieces of the work or contract to supply. With QuickBooks, these customers' prepayment can be recorded and then used against the future payments. So, for example, you have created a contract with your supplier and you submit some advance. So these would be considered as your customer prepayments. How we shall record them, what are different methods, and how we shall do this one, and what are their benefits and pros and cons. So we shall decide each and everything one by one. So deciding which method is suitable for which one, using the deposit feature, using account receivable, using earned methods, and tracking prepayment. Basically these are the 3 different methods for creating the prepayments here, and these are decision making, and this is tracking payments. So here we shall discuss how to decide which method is suitable for you. So basically there are 3 methods, as we have highlighted these 3 ones. So how we shall decide. The first method is the deposited methods. How it works: deposit feature enable you prepayment amount to be entered on an invoice. Body of invoice lists the goods and services to be sold, and the prepayment received is subtracted from it. As an invoice, it would be recorded, and then prepayment should be subtracted. Revenue is posted as of the date of invoice, and even though there likely has not been an exchange of goods, when you should create the invoice, it would be recorded as your income. When should clients use this method? This method is best when clients only receive the prepayments occasionally. They could also use it as the short term between receipt pay prepayments and delivering the goods and services. So this is only suitable for this one. Downside to this method, namely it can be difficult to go back and find prepayment. It does not show on the customer record as a separate payment. So this is a mean, you can see that this is a disadvantage of this method. Account receivable method. How does this method works? With this method, receive payment screen can be used to enter a prepayment. This is the main difference here. We shall use receive payment, and previously we used deposited without applying it to any invoices. Okay, and then related to the invoice is not yet created. The result is a negative account receivable balance. So it could create a negative balance. So when should clients use this method? So how it is usable? This option may work for jobs that will be finished quickly within same reporting period, within the same reporting month or period, when the total prepayments are negligible And this is also important. It should be completed in the same period and amount should be negligible, and used for the business that only use reports for management purposes only. So this is also usable for this purpose. Additionally, it might be easiest method for clients who enter their own transactions rather than having their accounting pro jobs. This is for who are using by your own self. This method is not suitable if your client's state requires sale tax to be collected on the prepayment. So it would not work if this rule is applied. Unearned income, how does this method work? So unearned methods track the prepayment through a customer prepayment liability account. So in this way we should track these in liability account. So when it is recommended, client who need to provide financial statement to outside the parties. Okay, and for home prepayments are normal course of business or a material amount, or this is a material amount. So who are required to confront the GAAP accounting. So this is complied to the GAAP. This method especially suits clients with a large prepayments and held to extended periods, months or years, and multiple financial reporting period. Okay, we have discussed all these methods, and now we are going to discuss using the deposit features. And previously we discussed their suitability, benefit, and now we are going to discuss how we shall record these payments. What is the process to record? We may say the process to record these methods. Step 1, go to the setting and select accounting setting, and from the sales tab you will expand the sales form content and switch on deposits. So these are very important settings, and select save and done. Deposit field should be now shown up on your new invoices. Create a new invoice, and then now a deposit field between invoice total and balance due. Populate invoice and deposit field, enter the amount of balance into the amount of prepayments. When a deposit added to an invoice, QuickBooks shows a deposit to the drop down. Choose an undeposited fund. QuickBooks calculate how much needs to be invoiced, tracking into account or deposited. Once you have saved the invoices, more action become available. To see details of transactions, like the transaction journal. Income is recorded based on the product and services entered on the invoice, and the prepayment is recorded in undeposited funds. Any remaining balance due on invoice is recorded as a account receivable. So this is a main difference. Now we shall discuss our second method of using account receivable. What would be the process of recording transactions? The first method is to turn on the setting. Best to turn off the automatically applied. So this is option to the credit or not applied to the wrong invoices. So this is very important setting. To do this, you shall go to the general setting, account setting, advanced tabs, and then expand the automations and switch off automatically apply credit. So select save and done. Now you're ready to record customer prepayment where receive payment. Create a credit in the customer's accounts, a negative amount in account receivables. Create a new receive payments and enter the customers. If there is no open invoice for customers, QuickBooks will show an alert. Customers has any open invoice. Do not select any of them because this prepayment is for a new job not yet invoiced. Enter the detail of prepayment and select then save. Step 3, because no invoice was selected, a pop-up appears saying that payment will be saved as a credit. Confirm this by selecting save. Step 4, let's see how to apply this payment. When it's time to invoice the customers, first create an invoice and populate it with the necessary details. You may visit my YouTube channel Abid Financials, where you can find different videos about QuickBooks Canada exam answers and QuickBooks UK based exam answer, and you may also find level 1 exam answers. And I have also created videos about study material QuickBooks on a level 1, so the people are very used to watching this one, you may also visit this one. And there are a lot of other series like bookkeeping and accounting videos about the Shopify or e-commerce bookkeeping, and there are some others: zero certification exam answers, payroll answers, and the QuickBooks Online training program. So all these are in my playlist. You may visit for more learning, and you may share with your friends for more details. And it would be good if you have any question. You may let me know here. I shall reply you as soon as possible. Now come to our point. We were discussing about our here. So there was a fifth step here. Once the invoice is received, you can select receive payment from the invoices, and the sixth step is on the receive payment screen, the invoice and unapplied payments are both checked. To apply the prepayments to an open invoice, change the amount in amount received field to the 0. So this is very important. You need to do this one. Enter the amount of prepayment to prepayment column of the invoice row. 7. The total received amount is now 0, and the invoice balance is adjusted to reflect the applied payment amount. Select save and close. So this was for this one, and now we are going to discuss using unearned income method, the process to record, how we shall record it. Finally, explore this method to record the customer payments. To do this, you need to create a service item for prepayments, sales receipts to record the prepayment receipt from the customers, credit memo for the amount of prepayment you want to apply to each invoice, and the customer statement. Clients want to show their customers how much of prepayment was applied to work complete. So these are very important. You need to do this one for this method. And at the previous method, is best to turn off the automatically option, so that's credit are not applied to the rolled invoices. First, create a new liability account in chart of account. Select the other current liability for both account type and account details. You should select in the here as a other current liability account, and enter a name of the new account such as customer prepayment, and save and close. And next, create a service items. How you shall create a service item: enter the name of the new item, and such as customer prepayment. From a income account drop down, select the customer prepayment liability account you just created. In a sale tax category drop down, select non-taxable typically, and the prepayments are non-taxable but the check with your state, and save and close. Create a sale receipts or invoice. So this is very important to record the prepayment receipt from the customers. In the product and service column, enter the customer prepayment or enter 1 as a quantity, and add the amount to the prepayments in the rate column. Okay, and in the message displayed on the statement box, enter the reason for prepayment and save. When it is time, create an invoice for the services carried out. Populate invoice with the necessary field. Enter the total value of services before tax to add. To add clarity to the customer statement, enter a description and of the services carried out in the message on the statement box. Select save. Next step is to create a credit memo for the amount of prepayment applied to an invoice. Make sure credit memo date is same as date of the invoice. For the product, enter customer prepayment, enter 1 as a quantity, and add the amount of prepayment and the rate column, and the message display of the statement box. Save and close. Next, apply the credit memo. Sorry, this is, I think so, collections. So it was duplicated here, so we shall skip these one. Next is invoice. Now shows the QuickBooks Online apply the prepayments and reduce the balance due. Clients can create a statement for their customers showing them how much of the prepayment has been applied, what it was used for, and how much it is left. For the statement type, select the balance forward, and statements are typically sent out at the end of the month. And so enter the statement date, start date, end date. Make sure to only select the relevant customer from the list of the recipients. Select print and preview and see the finished statement. The statement very clearly shows the path of transaction because a message has been added to each transaction. Customers can see prepayment received, total amount of work done, the amount of the prepayment applied. So Now we are going to discuss tracking unused prepayments, how these are tracked. So this is, I think, so the last one here. Unearned income method records the liability, and this needs to be monitored to see the open balance by customers. You can do this by creating a report and reconciling the account. Open balance sheet report, look the customer prepayment account here, and then select the balance of that account to be open. Detailed transaction report. Customize the report first by changing the report period or date, and under the group by select customers. Select the columns and adjust them by adding, removing, and reordering them as necessary. From the filter option, you can add another filter, then select cleared and choose the uncleared drop down to display the uncleared balances. Change the report title to the customer prepayment by over typing the existing title. We should okay, and save the customization so you do not have to recreate the report the next time. And then you want to look this one. For example, employee advances and vendor prepayments. Run the report at the moment it shows the all prepayments, and even with those zero balances. To get report to show, just open prepayment, reconcile customer prepayment account regularly. Beginning balance should be 0. For ending balance, enter the 0 regardless of the balance of the balance sheet for this account. For reconciliation purpose, you should enter this amount. And ending date, so enter the last day of the month. Let's start reconciling. Mark any prepayment that have been fully used or as cleared. One will show in the payment column and other in the charge column. When all the fully used client prepayment are cleared and difference is 0, select finish. Now main purpose is balance should be 0 because you customize the customer prepayment report by adding filter upon their status when you run the customization report. Okay, that's now we shall discuss its question. Client uses deposit features to record customer prepayment in the QuickBooks. Their customer paid a deposit of 600. Client created an invoice of 1500 worth. When the invoice is saved, sent, where is the outstanding balance of 900 record? So it would be an account receivable balance. So now we are going to discuss our last topic, that is delayed charges and delayed credits. Now we are going to discuss our last topic, that is delayed charges, and so this one is sixth topic of our lecture 1. So with delayed charges in QuickBooks, clients can record regular flat fee charges throughout month and invoices their customers from them at a later date. They can even set these up as a recurring transactions. What is overview of these tasks? Clients who provide regular jobs to their customers, such as gardener with a lawn services, might invoices after each visit, or an attorney might charge $1 per copy for case papers, and they make 500 copies for a single client over a few weeks. It's cumbersome for your clients to invoice for this work as it gets done and then track those open receivables. The customers often prefer to receive a single monthly bill rather than paying several smaller bills. So basically you get some services, 1, 2 or 5 services, but you paid after 1 month, so it is a delayed charges and delayed credits. Using delayed charges means that your clients can keep track of these jobs and then add them to an invoice at the end of the month. This feature is available in Plus in QuickBooks plans except Simple Start. So it means that it is available in Essential, Plus and Advanced version. How to create an invoice? Creating an invoice. Let's see how to create a delayed charges and follow the workflow through the invoice. From the new button, select delayed charges and detail of the customer's product, quantity, rate. When you're done, then save. Option to make this transaction recurring is at bottom of screen. Select this, enable you to create a template for recurring delayed charges. Schedule as needed. QuickBooks certification level 1 covers setup recurring charges. We have already discussed there. And second is now go to back to the new plus and delete credits as with the delete charge and the details of the customers, product quantity, rate. When you are done, then select save. Like billable expenses and billable time, delete charges and delete credits are non-accounting transactions. These are non-accounting transactions, which means they will not affect your books until they are added to the invoice, which you will explore next. As with other billable charge, once you have selected a customer, add to the invoice panel open. It shows delete charges and delete credits. Select add next to each to add them individually or select them all. Know that delete credit items have negative value in the quantity column. Viewing and reports, go to all sales tabs in a sales center and select unbilled income segment of the money bar. This shows all customers with unbilled charges waiting to invoice. To view delete charges and delete credits in report format, go to report center and select unbilled charge report. It shows all unbilled charges including billable expense, billable time, delete charges and delete credit. So now we are going to discuss these questions. Which of the following statements about delete charges in QuickBooks is true? Correct answer is delete charges must be manually added to customers' invoice before they appear on it. How can you keep track of delete charges and delete credits? Correct options are to view delete charges and credits in the report format, select unbilled charge report in the report center. To see customers with unbilled charges waiting to be invoiced, select unbilled income segment of the money bar in the select sales center. So it was end for today, and if you like our video, please subscribe our channel and please share with your friends. If you have any question, please mention your question in the comment section. I shall reply within an hour to solve your problems, or if you need any consultation or urgency, you may contact me at my WhatsApp number. I shall be here to help you regarding these certifications. And if you need any bookkeeping and accounting services, or you want to have any collaboration or business partnership, you may contact me for this purpose. And at the last, I shall recommend you please visit this Abid Financials channels, where you can find different variety of material about certification like Zero and the QuickBooks Online training and the QuickBooks payroll materials, advanced and e-commerce bookkeeping and the QuickBooks Level 1 study material. That's all for today. See you in our next video section 2. Thank you for watching this video. Have a nice day. Bye bye.